This has been a very challenging week for me, emotionally challenging. And I feel like I've learned so much. So today I want to share a story that is very uncomfortable for me to share, but I still want to do it because I feel that my insights could be highly useful for you listening to this. And the backstory here is that for 3 months now or so, I've been seeing a woman that I have very strong emotions for. I think about her every day. When I wake up in the morning, I always think about her. Every time I'm around her, it feels like ecstasy in my body. And I haven't felt like this for a long time now. I feel so lucky. And 2 weeks ago or so, she asked me for something that made me uncomfortable. She's from Brazil, and 2 years previous, she was living in the Netherlands, and there she was dating a guy that she had very strong emotions for. And for technical reasons, they had to separate, even though they didn't want to. She had to move back to Brazil, but she still felt strongly for him. And they've been keeping in touch for 2 years. And now he reached out to her and said, "Hey, I'm coming to Stockholm, the city where you live, and I want to meet you." And she, of course, she feels very curious. She wants to see him. She likes him as a friend, and she wants to experience all of the emotions that she had with him, even if it's only a temporary thing. He's here for 2 days for work. And she asked me how I feel about it. And when she asked me, my overall feeling was that, yes, I want you to have this experience if that is making you happy. I felt uncomfortable with it, yeah. But the person that I want to be is a person that feels so comfortable with what her and I have, so confident that I want to step up and be the best thing for her. I want to be the best thing that she can get in her life, to a point where I wouldn't even have to feel uncomfortable with this. I want us to have a level of honesty where I can trust that if her feelings for me changed because of something like this, she would tell me. And if they didn't, I can be comfortable. That's who I want to be. Yet I felt still uncomfortable about this. So I walked around for days, 2 weeks probably, being mostly okay with this. Having slight feelings of discomfort, but I figured, that is part of being okay with her doing something like this. So I thought I was okay. Until my roommate, Fredrik Wild, started poking me on this. He said, hey, you're hiding something. There's something that you are not showing me. What is going on? Can you be more real with me? So we sat down, we had a long conversation. And he really challenged me to go into the part of me that isn't okay with this. He said, you know what? 80% of you is okay and you want to be this, and you are okay. But 20% of you isn't. Can we please put the 80% aside for a while and only look at those 20? And I started looking there, and I more and more realized things and saw things that I didn't even want to take a look at because I didn't want to be that person. I was hiding. I was neglecting parts of myself that wasn't ready for this experience. Because I so badly wanted to be a guy that is. right? So I was willing to neglect myself. And when I looked at those 20%, I saw that, wow, there's a lot of fear going on here. I'm really afraid that what's gonna happen here is gonna change what I feel for her and what she feels about me. I'm afraid that either her feelings for me, those are gonna change. I'm afraid that I might feel like, oh, now she's seeing someone else, then I can start feeling for other women too, and maybe that will mess up something. I had a strong feeling that I want to withdraw from her. For those 2 days when she's gonna see him, I felt like, oh, I want to stop thinking about her. I want to stop feel from her. I felt a lot of sadness, like almost as I felt very separated, almost like if she was going away somewhere, but now she was not only going away for a trip or to another country, she was going away emotionally. And I felt that separation. And I hadn't looked at it before he poked me on it. A part of me wanted to punish her. A part of me didn't even want to dig here because I was afraid to find out that I wasn't okay with her. I was afraid to find that maybe I had a need for her not to see him. And that meant that I couldn't be this guy that I wanted to be, that is so confident and okay with all of this. And would that make me weak? So he made me realize that I shared this with her. And I agreed. So the day before she was gonna see him, I said, can I come over to your place? So I came over in the morning, I brought some coffee. And I said, 80% of me is okay with you seeing him, but can I put that aside and only talk from the part of me that isn't? And she said, okay. And I told her all of this. And I felt so small and ashamed doing it. Showing where I'm in, it felt like I was showing her where I'm incapable. Showing her where I'm not the person I give the illusion of wanting to be. But honestly, it was, for me, one of the best conversations we ever had. And I really loved how she received me. I felt so seen. I felt so validated. I felt so respected. And it felt so relieving for me, being able to show all of myself. And I really felt like it built trust. I really felt like, okay, now I'm setting the culture here between us, that if I'm not okay with something, I will share it. Meaning that in the future, she knows that if I'm saying I'm okay, I actually am. She can trust me much more. I learned so much from this experience, and I call this concept polarizing your emotions. I innovated that term to look at aspects of myself isolated, and it gave me so much insight into my own emotions. It gave me so much insight into where am I actually right now in my development. Because if I would have been under the delusion that I'm okay with this, I'm just a slightly bit uncomfortable. I cannot see where I'm limited. I cannot see where my edge is. I cannot see where I actually have room for improvement. I'm neglecting myself. Polarizing your emotions. And I wanted to share this story because I felt like I've learned so much, and maybe this can be useful for you somehow in your life. Maybe you are in a relationship that feels mostly good, so you're ignoring the parts that feel bad. Maybe you have a relationship at work or an association to your work that feels mostly good, so you're willing to ignore the bad parts. What would it be like if you set the good aside for a while and try to speak only from the side of you that is struggling? I will use this myself a lot moving forward. I'm very grateful for my body to poke me. I'm super grateful for how I was received when I shared this to her. And I'm excited to move forward and hopefully share more stories like this with you guys. So, hey, did you like this comment? Leave a comment, maybe hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.